Two. Hey everybody, welcome to session 8 from the giveaway. Let's try that again. Hey everybody. Yeah. So we're going to try this one more time. We're just going to restart the whole damn thing. I am Arnaldo Offerman of Gear It First, and I'm here with the awesome Ryan Berger of Mobile Beat Magazine, MBLV, the Mobile Beat Las Vegas show, and BC Productions, correct?
BC Productions, yeah, is a company I started back in 1986. And a couple years ago, we divided up Mobile Beat from BC Productions and created BCP Live, which is the DJ company that Jake Feldman now runs. And when we're talking about corporate gigs, I'll be talking on behalf of what I did way back, way back, and a little bit of what I've seen the Jake's done to take the local business to such a higher level.
So let's do quick, two quick in a nutshells. First, tell us a little bit about Mobile Beat Las Vegas and Mobile Beat Magazine, what you do for both. And then let's talk about, BC Productions, what it did when you were, taking over and, what it does now, as far as with Jake and what he does with that.
Going on 11 years ago, purchased Mobile Beat Magazine after running a website called prodj.com for the previous 10-ish years. Friends of mine at Mobile Beat were looking to move out of the business, and I saw an opportunity. So we purchased the magazine and trade show business. It was a print magazine for 25 years on the noggin. We moved into a pure digital format where it now comes out every month. Plus, we have a heavy-duty blog, similar nature to what Auto Gear at First does, but we're heavier on the business side of things than some of the gear sides. And we're actually working on some cool things with Arnaldo to kind of tag the things together. Mm-hmm. So monthly magazine, live content every day off of the mobilebeat.com site, and then the granddaddy of them all, the largest mobile DJ conference in the country, every March in Las Vegas. The last couple of years at the Tropicana, before that at the Riviera.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I've been really pushing towards DJs is that the Mobile Beat of the last 4 years is very different than your typical DJ trade show. It's no longer a bunch of just nothing but just wedding DJ stuff. It's talking about scratching, like Scratch Academy was there, and I know that was a big thing last year. Seeing, actual DJs there like Jason Janai, Jazzy Jeff, Redfoo with his, branding seminar and talking about why he looks like Redfoo everywhere he goes. And then I believe you also had some major financial people, even like Mad Joe Martin, which a lot of people may not know who Joe Martin is. If you guys don't know, this guy has not only made his living as an incredible radio and mobile DJ, but he gave some incredible financial advice. And then you also did some stuff with Dave Ramsey, correct?
We've done some stuff based off of some of the Dave Ramsey Entre Leadership stuff. We brought out, I can't remember the gentleman's name, Chris Hogan,
yes,
did a presentation a couple years ago. That was right before we went through this whole remodel. So if you had been to the show before in the past, it pretty much was a trade show with a bunch of DJ stuff kind of on the side. The seminars were pretty dry. Yeah, introduce the here's the next person speaking. Go up and talk. Look at the PowerPoint. Talk, look at the PowerPoint. Like an average seminar and stuff like that. We took it to the next level. We wanted to show what could be done with real gear within a production atmosphere, what you should aspire to do with your own local company. Jake Feldman and the crew at BCP Live put together some fantastic stuff, worked with our friends at EV, with our friends at Chevet, with our friends all over the industry to take this seminar scene, the educational scene of Mobile Beat, just to an extreme high level. And then all the exhibitors started turning up their volume with what they're doing. We put together the nighttime parties, took them to a higher level. The first of the remodeled shows brought in DJ Jazzy Jeff and Sir Mix-a-Lot, was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
The next year, bringing in Redfoo from LMFAO, as Arnaldo talked about with the seminar stuff. This most recent year, Paul Oakenfold on the club DJ type of scene, and Jeffrey Gittimer on the business side. So we took it and we produced a show. So you've got an MC up there, you've got lighting intros, you've got video intro stuff bouncing off of it. Producing something on the level like what Arnaldo does with his school dances impresses people. People want to see where they can go beyond 2 turntables, a microphone, a pair of speakers in the back, and a set of lights beaming down. We wanted to show you what you could do with your business. And that's part of what this whole corporate environment of getting gigs is all about. I mean, it's going and giving more than people expect.
I remember one of the, before the remodel, I guess we'll call it the remodel, but yeah, before that, there was a seminar that was going on, and it smelled like chocolate. The whole room was scented, and that was one of the things
That
that
was on
Jake had
purpose,
mentioned,
yes.
that it's something that they've been using even for some corporate events. What exactly was that, and why did the whole room have good
Oh,
smells flowing
yeah.
around?
I can't remember the name of the company, but I know they're the ones that handle the stuff for the Wynn, handle stuff for a bunch of different hotels, and we literally went with a different scent each day. Again, that's something of adding more to the atmosphere. Hit another one of the senses. You've got sound, you've got lighting, you've got video. There's another sense you can pull. You can set the mood with a pretty smell, and we literally took those same systems to some of the bridal fairs in the area and set the mood in the room with that kind of stuff. I'll tell you, it didn't take off for us in our market, but I know a ton of DJs that have been able to do that kind of stuff, and that's just again part of going beyond what's expected.
Absolutely. So then let's talk about corporate events. Since I know that, you guys have said that you've tied some of the things that you've done at corporate events, towards the actual show production to really show people, like you said, what they can do. So how did you get into doing corporate events? Because, some DJs try to avoid them. They think it's just a DJ with two speakers and a bunch of awkward, white-collar workers that don't want to dance because their boss is staring at them. What's been...
Well, yeah,
So,
and that's where it was literally before. Back when I ran the business, I ran the DJ service going on 10 plus years ago. Okay. Back at that point, it was a corporate Christmas party, which was like sort of like an awkward wedding reception where there's a little bit of people talking, a lot of people that don't want to dance together until the boss leaves because they're afraid to be drunk in front of the boss. Often that's what a corporate Christmas party is all about. But the corporate market goes way beyond a quick picnic or a holiday party. It goes into AV rental. It goes into corporate meetings. If you have some venues that you work with on weddings on Saturdays, I'll tell you, there's one here in Des Moines that Jake has hooked up very well with through some different connections, and they literally are renting 2 speakers, projector, microphone. Go down there. It's a $500 or $600 gig, but it's also 10 minutes worth of setup, and it's business you would not have gotten otherwise during the week.
oh, absolutely. So what would be like, let's say if somebody asks, I've never done a corporate event before, how did you get your foot in the door with a lot of these companies?
A lot of it is that they 2 ways. Either they saw us at a wedding reception and they asked, do you do other types of events? And we had some kind of connection there. Otherwise, the more important connection that we've been able to make is becoming the de facto AV company for a facility. In that we impress the facility with going down there enough times on Saturdays, not showing up at weird hours, not taking forever to haul all your gear out the back door, and being cordial with the facilities that you're walking into. They start asking about other things. They have all this weekday business, and they'd rather have someone that they want to work with out there. They'd rather have someone that works within the system and is professional with how they do things. So it's impressing either an individual at an event or impressing the facility with the other things you do. And then just mentioning, by the way, we can do large screen projection. We can also do trussing up here. Here's an event we did. We're doing one for a national women's golf tournament coming up. We had done some events for them when they made their big announcement of it. We came in, had a press box that the press plugged into. We had spotlights on them. We had a little bit of a light show up there. We had a little bit of video. It was, if I remember correctly, a couple $1,000 gig. And that all came because the facility liked us and we're the de facto phone call for it. They called us, I believe, just like a week, or they called the facility just like a week before when they make this announcement, because they needed a place to have it, and it was just easy. I mean, I helped out with the gig, and it looked classy, and made them feel good about us.
That's awesome. Okay, so I really like how you said that you pretty much got together with a venue and, became the AV company they worked with. Do they subcontract you out? Do they just refer you? Do you give them a kickback? And how did you develop that relationship?
On most of the stuff, they're just turning the client over to us, and we're handling it. On some other stuff, like a quick AV rental, I believe, and remember, I don't run that part of the business. I believe it's done as just invoiced through them, and they add it into their bill, or they'll include, if they're buying 50 dinners at $100 a plate, they might throw in a basic AV, and they directly pay us. But from what I understand, most of them have just been, they hand the gig over to us. I know in some markets, especially when you get into like the hotel AV market, there's a markup that the hotel keeps in the equation, and you're selling your services wholesale to them, and then they sell it at retail. But that's all about in how the relationship done. Most stuff from what we have done has been just handing over to us. This is who we'd like you to work with. This is who we really want you to work with, and make it pretty apparent that way.
Have you, and even back when you worked with that side of the company, did you cold call individual companies, or how did you try to strike new business with companies that you know have parties but haven't called you yet?
I'll tell you, I tried to do a bunch of that kind of stuff. Bought these books of lists from the Chamber of Commerce, from Convention and Visitors Bureau, and that kind of stuff. And literally, it was like I never called. I mean, never got anywhere with it. It really, in that area, from everything I've seen, unless you have someone in the door, a friend in HR, or get to have a friend in HR, or someone in those areas, it's very tough to just cold yourself into these things. Everything that came into us was a first or second generation relationship.
So basically, it's really trying to get your foot in the door into the venue. You would say that's probably an easier way of trying to work with those venues?
I would think so, because you want to do a good job at the events anyway. You want to treat the staff there well. Just like the basic thing I was explaining to a new DJ that was helping me out. When you're at a wedding reception and you go up to the bar, chances are the bar is going to give you your sodas for nothing, okay? But I never go up there without $1 or $2 in my pocket, okay? You go up and you introduce yourself as the DJ. By the way, can I go and get a drink from you? If they charge you $2, you pull the $2 and do it. If not, you thank them for it. And you maybe throw a couple dollars in their tip jar at the end of the night. You want to have a good relationship with everybody, the bartender, the catering staff, everybody. And that echoes back through to further relationships. And then, if it's a new venue that you've been to a couple times in a row, you ask for that business card. You have someone from your sales staff follow up later that next week and just say, we'd love to be doing some more business with you if you have a preferred referral list. Do you have much during the week? Do you have a standard AV company that comes in? If you have trouble with them, could we be your second phone call? Be that person that can jump. If something fails and they can't get a hold of the other person, you're on that emergency list. You can shove a speaker on a stick and a wireless microphone in your car, and you can drive yourself down there, save the day, and you're suddenly first in line.
So I like what you just said about trying to come in if they already have somebody. Well, can we be your fail-safe? How did you bring that up to them? It's like, hey, if something happens to your first guy, give us a call. How did you bring that up to them without sounding like an ass? Like, hey, I know your company you're working with may fail. Give me a call.
Well, I would just say, we'd like to be your second call on things. And if something goes, if your current company goes through 3 strikes and you don't want to work with them anymore, great. I've heard they do great work, but company, things change and things adapt. Just keep me in my business card in the file right next to them. If you have trouble, call us. We have people available all the time during the week, and we want to be your second call. Chances are someday, something like that's going to happen. I mean, there's a couple of AV companies in Des Moines that do a lot of business, but gigs shift around. So yeah, I mean, on the venues, that's what I would be. And then just always be available, program their phone numbers into your phone and make sure to answer that call, because if you're getting a call at 2:00 in the afternoon from a venue on your cell phone, chances are it's something you need to jump on. And if you can get yourself down there with the speaker on a stick, projector, funky adapter cable, that kind of stuff, have an emergency box so you can jump with it.
No, absolutely. And I'm glad you touched base on that, because, I mean, that's how we've had really good luck. It seems that if I get a hotel referral, it's not even a price issue. Hotels, it's kind of like PSAV. PSAV charges whatever they want because you don't have a choice if they have a contract with that hotel. Like Power, Rigging Trust, it's PSAV. They have a flat rate. Either you take it or leave it. Do you see, and actually I'm kind of, well, before I ask this question, and I'm also glad that you mentioned that, you have to pick up the phone. I see a lot of DJs, they never pick up their phone, and we have a couple of hotels that have called us, and it's always last minute, like you said. It's literally
Saturday afternoon, dive.
Yeah, 2:00 in the afternoon. Hi, we need a screen. Oh, sure, when? In the next hour. And they're 45 minutes away. So DJs really, and did you find taking this approach, could you have done it as a single op, or did you see the need of having to add a staff to be able to take care of a lot of these last minute gigs?
There's a couple of us here during the day all the time around here. And, on this kind of stuff, if Jake's down at a gig, I'm the emergency man, even to run him something or something like that. We haven't gotten to that level on our growth in that area. A lot of we haven't had that many quick emergency phone calls on stuff that's not a current client that can say, we need it this afternoon. There hasn't been the get yourself down here in an hour kind of situation.
Well, that's good.
But I could see, as you're growing with this, if you were getting into being the AV rental company for a couple hotels, you need to have something. You also need to probably have a storage closet down there with some of your standard gear in it, an extra microphone, an extra speaker, in case you're down there and something doesn't work 15 minutes before you're supposed to start. You need to have extra gear. And then you go through the whole thing of all this extra inventory you need to have. And we're actually working on a potential seminar for the next Mobile Vegas show exactly on that topic. A gentleman that I work with in Southern California has done some presentations for us, is working on laying out all the kind of stuff you need extra if you're going to serve that market. If you're going to serve that market, they'll specifically sometimes ask if they're brand geeks in some form for an SM58 microphone, even though there's tremendously better stuff out there. They'll ask to have a certain type of player, certain types of hardware. And sometimes you have to have it because you can't really convince them into going off of what they consider their right or piece.
Of course.
So that'll be something that'll be coming out. We'll be doing a series of articles going up to the presentation next March. But it's going to be something that if you're looking to go into the AV market, other things you need to have. And one of those people is literally probably someone working the warehouse that knows how to work all the gear, that may not be an entertainer, but your warehouse manager that can bug out, as you know, already there on Saturday afternoon in case DJs have trouble with their weddings, but can bug out with a set of gear as your emergency man.
Absolutely.
Jake has even gotten to the point of on his schedules on Saturdays, he literally has someone scheduled to be in the office during prime time until about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, just because if something comes up, you need to be able to jump. You can't even be sitting at your house. He lives literally a couple hundred feet away in his home. I live about a half a mile away, so I can get there real quick. But being able to talk to someone on the phone, whether it's your DJ or a facility that you need to help cover in this corporate situation, and say, "Yep, I've got a projector here, I've got a screen, HDMI, or we talk VGA, that kind of stuff," to be able to see that you have it, not to say, "Yeah, I can cover," and then call them back 10 minutes later and say, "Crap, my last projector went out." You know, you need to be able to check that stuff on the emergency level right away.
Do you know, if a hotel has called you like for a last minute thing like that, do you charge a last minute fee, or do you charge the normal rate because they've referred you and all that? Like, what kind of relationship do you try to build with the hotels on that? Strictly business, or the let's take care of each other?
Again, I'm guessing on the way Jake's done it and the way I would do it personally is, especially if it's a repeat client and someone I'm taking care of that they just forgot, and it might be getting someone in trouble that is one of your friends in the industry, I take care of them. I can't see charging a premium rate for a last minute dive or something like that. If someone calls me on a last minute wedding, your DJ didn't show up, it's like, I've got someone available. I'm not going to charge you an extra fee for it. We're just happy to be able to take care of you. That kind of word also gets around. I mean, if the DJ didn't show up, all the other vendors there know it, and it gets around. The venue knows it, and they also know that all of a sudden you show up. As long as you establish it when you get there. By the way, I'm not the guy that was supposed to be here an hour ago. I'm going to take care of it tonight, though, for you.
Awesome. You mentioned at Chamber of Commerce that those little books didn't work, which I think has been a lot of our experience. But what about the actual meetings? Did you attend those meetings? Did you build relationships that way? Or...
I know in the local Grimes area, Grimes is a town, by the way, of about 10 to 15,000 people, about 20 minutes out of Des Moines, which is a total metro of about 500,000. In Grimes, Jake is heavily involved. He's involved in everything that's here. If someone calls and they need a speaker for the Memorial Day thing down at the cemetery, for someone to, play songs and talk and stuff like that, it's there, it's covered. Mm-hmm. If they have the Easter egg hunt by the Kiwanis, it's there, it's taken care of. For instance, we have a contract with a local high school that I mainly manage, and there was a funeral of a kid that passed away literally about 3 weeks after he graduated high school, one of quadruplets. Okay, and we handled the auditorium. We were actually off our contract during the summer, but it came down to it. I came up there and managed the whole event. I rented some extra gear to the funeral home because they need extra gear to have the service in there. It was a $250 deal, and I didn't charge for it because it's someone I was taking care of the school and in with all those people there. I got their check today for the $250 official, just AV rental, mm-hmm. and a $100 bonus check in there for me. So people notice when you go way out of your way for things. The lady at the funeral home, when I was getting ready to leave, just said, you aren't getting paid for this. Like, why do you do this? I said, we're taking care of our client or in our school, and this is our town. On the larger base outside of Grimes, Jake has gotten involved in some other groups, some networking groups, some young professionals groups, and things like that. I had previously been in the Des Moines Partnership, the Des Moines Chamber of Commerce, those kinds of things, but didn't have the time to attend meetings. So if you're not going to attend the meetings, don't join the club. Just because most of the networking happens at that. It's not just look down through the list of Chamber of Commerce members and pick, I need entertainment. No, it's that people remember seeing you at an event, talking with you, finding out about what you do. Mm-hmm. And when something pops in mind they can use you for, you're the automatic phone call.
Awesome. And then let's go back real quick to the hotel referrals. Since you get the hotel that refers you, do they just refer you? Is it you and a couple of companies? And do you see that this method gives you less tire kickers or people looking for the lowest price?
On the ones that Jake works with, it's pretty much an exclusive relationship. They will not keep other people out of there by any means. It's not a no one else allowed in, like what we experience, for instance, with some of the stuff we do in Las Vegas. But it's pretty much, this is who's going to take care of it. And the people that are booking stuff at these types of facilities just want to be taken care of. They know that if it really came down to it, for that TV, we're renting them for $100. They could go buy it themselves for $400 or $500, but they don't want to have to run when they get in Des Moines, run out to Walmart and buy a TV and then find a way to get it home afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying for convenience. They don't want to go much further than that.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to actually open up to Q&As in case anybody has any questions. Since we're about to hit the half-hour mark, let's talk Mobile Beat. I know it's really early to start releasing any info, but is there anything you can kind of tease them with as far as what they're going to be expecting from MBLV 22?
Well, I'll tell you, last year, the main room went fantastic. We had a lot of great stuff going on. The attendance went down a little bit as the week went on because people had gotten a lot of what they wanted. So we're piling on even more, even later in the week with stuff. I'll tell you that much. The side rooms didn't take off like we wanted them to. We had kind of niche sessions in there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going to a format where there's some other cool stuff in there, like what the Blend DJ Academy did, like what Scratch DJ Academy did for us the year before. There's going to be a technical DJ kind of vibe going on in the second room. And we're working on some crossover with the people at the Photo Booth Expo. I know there's a lot of DJs out there that moved into using photo booths, and the Photo Booth Expo, run by my friend Rob Savickas, is literally the same week as us. At the other end of the strip, but literally the same week as us. So there's going to be some combined activities where you're going to see other people within the wedding industry crossing paths, either down at the Tropicana or up the other end of the strip with him.
Awesome. Real quick, jumping back, actually, I'm going to jump back and forth between Mobile Beat questions and then questions about trade shows. Somebody asked, or corporate events, somebody asked if you have any experience with ILEA, I-L-E-A, the International Live Events Association.
We haven't had any experience. I don't think Jake has either with stuff. This is generally a small market where we're at. So
okay.
Not direct experience there. In Las Vegas, we work with a couple unions through Encore Sound and Lighting, which again is a Jake production on stuff. And basically we'll bring in some of their staff for things, but no direct connection with ILEA.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go back on Mobile Beat first. When is MBLV 22 this year?
Let me pull up the dates just so I have it right in front of me.
All right.
And then March 12th to 15th of 2018. If you go to mobilebeatlasvegas.com, we've got our dates set for the next couple of years in a row. That is officially the Monday through Thursday portion of things. As people know, we've started to get some more stuff on Sundays. People come in town, usually Sunday late in the day, pick up their pass, hang in network, and talk to people. Do a little bit more that Monday morning, and then kick off the seminars around noon.
Awesome. And then somebody mentioned, and we've talked about this in multiple shows before, that between hotel and flights and how expensive Vegas can be, they don't know if they can afford going to the show. I've been a big fan of obviously using the room block. You know, I mean, it's a very good rate. If you guys have not been to the Tropicana, it is not the Tropicana 5 years ago. It's a beautiful hotel. And the nice thing is it's actually got food pretty much 24/7. There's a couple restaurants that are open all the time. There's like a beach cafe or whatever the heck it's called, but incredible quesadillas there. But it's not terribly expensive. If you're really strapped for cash and you're going to the show to learn how to make more cash, there's a couple of those. I forgot. Somebody mentioned it a couple of shows, or a show a couple days ago, where they play like some online. It's a free casino simulator game, but you get points and you get to stay at several hotels, including Tropicana, and you can use those points when you get the room block. If not, sign up for a player's card in most of the casinos, and your room rate becomes super cheap. I remember my friend Dane, when you had it at the Riviera, he never paid to stay at the Riviera. Because
there was a lot of people considered high rollers at the Riviera.
Well, and he wasn't even a high roller. He spent like maybe a couple, I think like $1,000 in gambling. Of course, he wanted a lot back, but
that was a high roller to the Riviera. You could spend $500. Circus band, you're a high roller if you break a hundy. So at the hotel, in the way of restaurants, by the way, we knew Robert Irvine from Restaurant Impossible, I think is where his theme is. new restaurant of his opening up this summer that you'll be able to have there. And yeah, there's a couple other places, and literally half a block down the strip, there's Wendy's, there's BK's, there's all kinds of other stuff too. So yeah, there's plenty of food options in there. There's some good show options. Looking at their site right now, they got a magician in there. Rob Schneider is going to be there July 1st and 2nd.
Really?
He was there at the time. But the restaurants, they've got their food court, they've got some in-room dining, a steakhouse, an Italian restaurant, and the Beach Cafe was the one I think you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
Beach
it.
Cafe is an amazing breakfast buffet. It's like $25, but it does rock.
It's a good buffet. And people talk about Vegas being expensive. In my opinion, I've been to Summer NAMM over in Nashville. Nashville is way more expensive than Vegas ever is. Guys, if you want to stay at La Quinta in Nashville, it's about $200 a night. It's insane. I'm never doing Nashville.
Or try to go to CES in Las Vegas, and you'll pay $300 a night for Circus.
Exactly. And, a lot of DJs have asked, well, why do you change the dates? They don't realize that if you're anywhere near the block of CES, those hotels are not the same price they usually are. So Vegas doesn't have to be expensive as it is, as you guys think it can be. Bunk with other DJs. The room that I was in could have held 3 people because you've got the 2 twin beds and it had a pull-out cot. So, again, if it's a hotel thing, there are ways that you can save money on that. Obviously...
In the end, you're talking about $1,000 by the time you pull off your experience. $250 for the pass.
Yep.
A couple hundred, $200 or $300, $100 hotel rooms.
And food's not expensive.
Yeah, and then $300 or $400 to fly there. Vegas is a pretty cheap town to fly to overall, just because they know they're going to get other money out of you other ways. But if you stay away from the other ways that make money, being the gambling, if that's such a thing, you're just there for fun. You get enough entertainment just walking down the strip on a dead night. If you come in town or stay an extra day, just walk down the strip. That's enough entertainment.
Oh yeah. Before we started the show, I was playing some of the recaps from like MBLV 16, 17, all the way through 21. Mm-hmm. And it showed a lot of stuff from Fremont. I remember the first couple of years, I had no money to spend on these things. Last year, we went to David Copperfield. We got front row seats. It was $110 each person. Which is not bad. So, guys, people say Vegas is expensive. It's not. The best way to save money in Vegas is when you see those pretty slot machines, ignore them. Because they are a money sucker.
And that's the way Vegas got built the way it is by people that drop money into those. I mean, even though they say there's 95%, 97% payback on their gambling, that's still a crap load of money. So, I mean, if you're coming there to network and stuff, yes, you want to check out Vegas. Yes, go down to Fremont Street, walk the strip, maybe go to one show at $50 or $75, buy the half-price tickets to Vibe or something like that. But you're there to have business, to network with other DJs, stay in the hotel, and you sit and talk with people.
Absolutely.
So much stuff that can be learned just from other people in the hallways.
Absolutely. Real quick, DJ Trav, Mobile Beat is going to be at the Tropicana Hotel, completely newly renovated. Now, we've got a lot of people in the UK. Lindley Barton is from Australia, Tim King's from the UK. And they're talking about, it's difficult to make it there, but you've had DJs from Australia, from the UK, from Ireland, correct?
We've had them from New Zealand. There's usually about 20 guys from the UK. Up that direction, there's usually about 4 or 5 guys, maybe even 8 or 10 of them from down under in some form. There's some guys usually from Mexico. There's usually about 30 or 40 guys from Canada that come there. So, I mean, yeah, it's more expensive for you to get there, but it's an experience you won't get anywhere else.
Exactly.
The European show that's close to us is called BPM, the BPM show, run by some friends of mine up there, and we're distinctly even different from what they do there. Theirs is a primarily gear-centric type of event with some educational content. So if you enjoy what BPM is, yes, our exhibit 4 is smaller, but you're going to get a perspective that the vast majority of your competitors are not getting because they're not coming over here to the U.S. Yes, you can learn a lot from YouTube videos, like what Arnaldo does, like what all the people do out there. But there's nothing like personally sitting and talking with these people, learning from them, either from the stage down to you and the other 1,000 people, or a conversation, in the back of the room with one of us. I mean, I love just sitting and talking with people. No
Absolutely. And that's always been my mini rant is that, there was a preconceived notion from seminars from years past where people think, oh, they're just going to talk and then show their product. And I remember the first time speaking at Mobile Beat, you were very strict about it. You're like, look, we're not doing this anymore. You need to bring out educational content, and you have I think it was like 5 minutes of that to talk about your DVD. So you are very strict about not making this a, oh, you want actual info, you need to buy my videos, correct?
Yeah, and we're working even tighter and tighter with the people every year. We've kind of viewed it like, okay, you pitch us on a topic, we like what you're doing, we like the person you are, we like how you're going to go with it. Now, okay, we're going to give you a spot. We want to see some more from you in September. We're going to literally be going through the stuff with them and have all the material figured out, and know what everybody's going to know, because we've had some overlap between seminars where a guy later in the week covered some of the same stuff for 10 or 15 minutes. We don't want to have that overlap. We want to have different perspectives on how you do things. But if you're looking for this, you're not going to hear it the same basic story twice. So we're going to be working with people and going through a lot more detail. And that's the level that we're at right now. We're getting seminar proposals in. We're working with some outside presenters. We're working on that kind of stuff. Once I get a lot of that figured out with me and Jake and Dan, we've got that figured out. Once we have all that figured out, we're then going to move on to some of the nighttime parties, which we've already talked to some of the sponsors from last year. They're game for doing the same thing and even bigger. So educational content working on now. Exhibitors starting to sign up for things. And the nighttime party scene will be kicking up a lot more. We'll be working on that probably August and September.
Awesome. Somebody asked, they said they're definitely interested in going to Mobile Beat. It's going to be their first time. What would you recommend for the first time goer? What is the you cannot miss this type of thing for a first time?
Get yourself in on Sunday. You don't want to be flying in Sunday night, or even if you're a West Coaster coming in Monday morning. Get in Sunday night. Yes, you have one more hotel night.
It's a much cheaper flight, though.
Yeah, get yourself in. Have your gig, work your gig, get on the first flight out, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, sleep on the flight into Vegas, get there in the noon, 1, 2 o'clock area, and then just go hang out in the hotel. Check in whenever the hotel lets you. Hang out in the neighborhood and start meeting up with people. The people you meet on Sunday and early Monday morning before things really kick off around noon, 1 o'clock are people you're going to want to bounce with. Trade emails, trade Facebook messages with people saying, are you getting in early? Let's talk. Trade conversation on our app with Talk with People, which reminds me, I gotta check on the app. See, I'm remembering things as I do this stuff with you. Absolutely. Spend time going through all that kind of stuff. We're going to have some nice organized networking sessions that are going to happen before the main room opens up. Get there and find people that you want to talk to about certain topics. If you're into karaoke real heavily, you're into game shows real heavily, you're into school dances real heavily, there's going to be a set-aside area at certain times of day to meet up with other people that want to talk shop in that neighborhood of the business.
Exactly. I remember my first Mobile Beat, it literally felt like summer camp. You walk in and, it's like you don't know any of these people. And then there's a sign-up thing, and it's just lines and lines of DJs waiting to sign up. And guys, I'm not kidding. It literally feels like summer camp. And then you went into your individual rooms, and you got experience, and there were activities. And, I mean, it's been a blast. Somebody actually asked about passes. I know you've had different kinds of passes in the past. You've made it a lot simpler. What are the pass options that are available for Mobile Beat?
Well, the full passes, which gets you into pretty much everything. Let me pull up what we end up doing on the exact prices and stuff, just so I'm not speaking all this stuff. The full passes are currently $199. They get up to a high of about $299 on, as long as you get them by about February or so. Or on site, they're a little bit more expensive. We also have a $75 exhibit and party pass that if a spouse wants to come along or someone that isn't really interested in the educational side of things, they get a little bit cheaper. And then we do have one upgraded pass called a Platinum Upgrade, which is where you get to the front of the lines on stuff, guaranteed seating up front, that kind of stuff. A little bit of a stepped up VIP experience. The majority of the people that if they're coming out and they're doing this as a business are going to want to get one of our $199 full event passes, which they're at that price until the end of July.
Awesome. And then are there, like, if it's a multi-op company and they have a lot of guys, they want to bring, are there multi-op options, or is it just the same price throughout?
I offer deals on passes if you bring other people. There's no doubt about that. I've even talked to some people that our husband and wife team. The wife is kind of interested in some of the summers. I'll work with you, especially if it's your first experience to be out there. I want to get you out there. I'm very proud of what Jake, Dan, and I put together every year. So we'll work with you. But yeah, on the multi-ops, we've had guys buy 9, 10, 12 passes before. And they'll call me a couple weeks before and say, I got 2 more people. Can you give me the same deal that you gave me back in January? It's like, yeah, sure. I mean, I want you to educate your staff. Some of them will bring them out and they'll go to the main seminars and they'll send their DJs over to some of the workshop kind of stuff, the scratch blend type of academy, learn how to scratch, learn how to do different material. They'll send some to the Tech Academy, and then they'll all be in there for some of the star-studded type of seminars. So it's a mix on what you want to go to, what you want to do. There's usually primarily one big thing to do at any one time, and then there's usually two or so other little things to do. That if the big thing, if you absolutely don't want to touch school dances, you don't want to even consider it. You're in Orlando, Florida area, and you know that Arnaldo's guy's got that market all wrapped up. So you don't want to even take a chance at school dances. You're going to ignore the school dance seminars because you don't want to even try. So if you're in that situation that you definitely don't do what they're talking about there, maybe it's a conversation about managing employees and you're single op, you have no interest in getting into a multi-op situation. Step out of that one, go to in the side room, into our networking area, and find some other people to talk to. Go have a drink. Go get an hour's sleep. You might need it.
Absolutely. And then somebody asked about, spouses. Is there a spouse pass, or would that be similar to the multi-op? Because I'm thinking if I had my spouse with me, I'd send them to one room. I'm in the other room and get twice as many notes. But what would you recommend for DJs to do bring their spouses? Most of the time they end
up just buying a pass as if they're another full-time employee on stuff. Or if they're not actively involved in the business and, for instance, they don't want to send their husband to Vegas without them being there, they'll do that party and exhibit pass. So it just depends on how much they're involved and what's going on with it.
Okay. Awesome. Let's talk about Scratch Academy. That's been a big hit.
Just to technically change it, Scratch Academy is who we worked with the first year.
Okay.
With a group called Blend out of Las Vegas. Similar atmosphere, but I don't want to get the two confused.
Gotcha. Okay, so then let's talk about Blend, because that was one of the questions. Is there going to be an actual mixing class this year? So obviously you mentioned Blend. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Blend, actually, let me pull it up. I've got I got my deal with them. I just finished it up a couple weeks ago. Hold on a second. Yes, Blend is going to be back. And instead of doing it on 2 days for, I think, 2 or 3 times a day, we are now going to do it all 4 days.
Wow, okay.
And, let's see. Let me pull up what do we end up doing. Blend, here it is. As of right now, it's planned on being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, 2 90-minute sessions each time, between 25 and 50 people in each one. We're going to cover mixing for DJs and advanced mixing for DJs, video mixing for DJs, and a scratch for DJs pieces. And then that technical academy I was talking to you about, might as well go ahead and put it out there. Ben Stowe is going to be doing it. Okay? This is actually the first place I put the word out on it. It'll be coming out officially later. Ben and I have already come to agreement. We're going to be doing a technical DJ academy.
Awesome.
That essentially is going to be the same type of format, more of a workshop kind of thing. Same times, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 sessions per day, sound for DJs, lighting for DJs, advanced sound for DJs, and advanced lighting. So it's going to be something where you're going to spend core time in a small format room as compared with that big 1,000-person room that the big seminar's in. This is going to be literally 25 to 50, maybe 60 or 70 people in a room, and you're going to be going hands-on with stuff.
That's awesome. And then somebody asked about the deals at Mobile Beat, how that counts. If, sometimes they can get a deal directly through their dealer at lower map. And I kind of want to jump in on that since I've done work with ADJ. Guys, the way that it works is a lot of times these manufacturers give dealers pricing that's even lower than usual so they can come down much lower. And the dealers may list online, hey, we're doing special Mobile Beat pricing. It will never be as cheap as actually going to the shows and purchasing there.
And the other portion is that those people that are at the show are supporting the national industry. There are plenty of retailers out there that can buy in mega bulk. They could buy container loads of EV whatever, or container loads of American DJ whatever, but they're not the ones who are actually supporting the show. The exhibitors that are there often buy their booths, or the dealers are often buy the booths themselves, or they make a deal with the exhibitor that they have a significant financial investment in the show with bringing people out. So we ask that you not sit on the floor and say, okay, he's got this light over here, American DJ. I think last time was iDJ Now, or whoever American DJ worked with.
Yeah, then Canal.
Oh, it was Canal that time, iDJ Now the year before. And they say, well, okay, I've got this price here. Then they're calling up their buddy back in New Jersey that's got whatever and saying, can you match this price? Like, do me a favor. Deal with the person that's there, because they're the ones that invest in the show. We have a lot of great dealers that are at the show, but if you've got certain people that you work with regularly, great. Just do me a favor. Don't call them from the floor. Work with the people that are at the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And DJs do that now, realizing that they'd complain if a bride were to do the exact same thing at a bridal show. And the other one is the horrible A word, Amazon. And a lot of people don't understand it. Amazon is a loss leader. They a lot of times lose money making these sales just to try to bring people in. But Amazon is not an authorized retailer, DJ. So a lot of times if you're buying directly from Amazon and they're not an authorized retailer, you don't get the warranty. You don't get that additional service replacement.
I'll tell you, I buy a lot of things from Amazon. I'm an Amazon Prime user.
Sure, same here.
I will buy a crap load of books, crap load of CDs, Walmart level stuff there all the time.
Yeah.
But when I'm buying professional gear, I'm going to buy it from someone in the industry that knows what the heck they're selling. There's a big difference out there in dealers. There's even people within the companies within the DJ industry that are just selling boxes. They know what the price is. They know how much they paid for it. They know what it is. I, on the other way equation, will go to a company and consult with them and then buy it from them. I'm not going to say, can you have $20 off it? I found it on Amazon for this. Like, no, you just earned that by helping me with that company. Ben Stowe, as I mentioned earlier, is a great example of someone like that. That will do his best to get the best price he can for you, but he's in this business for a living, just like you are with your DJ company.
Of course.
Yes. Oh, you're getting paid $150 an hour to do my wedding. It's like, yeah, but I've got another 15 hours wrapped up in working with you. Think about it. Same thing with the DJs you're buying, or the DJs stores you're buying stuff from.
Exactly. So, and guys, if you've not been to Mobile Beat, or if you have, rather, that room is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. As a matter of fact, I know that you have to even last year you had a lot more companies with their own demo rooms. There were a lot of newer companies.
Yeah, we like triple the amount of demo rooms. It was freaking loud.
Yeah, no, it was.
We had a couple more that were awfully loud on the floor too. So we're gonna be moving that stuff around. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh yeah, no, but you know, it's great because a lot of DJs quantify the trade show by how many vendors there are, but what they don't understand, and I said this before, that other shows, yeah, they may say, oh, we have this many vendors, but half of them are just selling t-shirts. That's not even a vendor that's going to help my business. And that's the thing that I did like about Moby, is that I do have different, you know, and if you guys haven't been there, that's the big thing. You know, if you're curious, well, how does EV sound against QSC? Well, you may not want to go to your local dealer because they may not have the speaker you want, or they may not have the technical expertise. When you're at these shows, like for example, EV, Mike Dussault is there every year at Mobile Beat.
Yeah, and if you really wanted to see how it sounds the same, bring your iPhone. Yes, it's not the most glorious audio device. Bring your iPhone. Ask Mike if you can plug it in there. Go in and talk with one of the guys from DAS. Go talk with some of the guys from Bose. Marco's a fantastic guy. Ask if you can plug in and hear your same music in the same play, in the same vibe, and make your judgment call yourself. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get a better environment to try out all the different speakers than that. Yeah, you can't have them right next to each other because each dealer is physically a separate entity, but you can walk between room and room and compare with the exact same tracks, and you can get the feel you want. If you're a school dance DJ, obviously you want that bass. So you want to bring a track that you normally play at that event and put it in there. If you're more of a wedding jockey, yeah, test it out with Celebration, test it out with some Adele song, test it out with a couple of those, and make your judgment call with the real hardware.
Absolutely. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and pick a winner. If you want to go ahead and, I start giving everybody instructions on the chat on how we're going to pick the winner. It's the same thing. Everybody's going to type in their name, and we'll randomize it through random.org. Let them know what they're going to win. What's the grand prize?
You're going to win a pass to Mobile Beat Las Vegas. Whether you've been there before or you haven't been there in a while, or you're there every year, we're going to take care of a pass. If for some reason you already have one, you can pass it to someone else in your company and have them come along to the show. The pass is worth $200 to $300, depending on if you get one in the next couple months, or next month, or if you order one just like a week or two before the show. We'd love to have you come out to it March 12th to 15th in Las Vegas at the Tropicana Hotel. Check out more information. There'll be some exciting stuff coming up July 15th on mobilebeatlasvegas.com. We'll make sure to push it out through all of Arnaldo's avenues and all of ours. So July 15th is when we're going to start giving a lot more information, actually give the details on some of the things I teased you guys with too, at mobilebeatlasvegas.com or in your email box.
Let's talk about the magazine. You went from a, actual written or, physical format to digital. A lot of DJs are curious why.
Yeah.
So,
couple things. 15 years ago or even 10 years ago when I bought Mobile Beat magazine, that was magazines and trade shows were pretty much the only way to reach the DJs. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it's really changed. There's a ton of stuff with Facebook. There's a ton of stuff with other social media. There's a ton of other reach outs that the manufacturers are doing to reach the DJs. So along with a bit of a decline in subscriptions, which again, the DJs find other avenues, YouTube videos like what Arnoldo's doing right now, and other avenues, educate them. So the combination of the two of them led us to not print the magazine anymore. The printing and the mailing was by far the most expensive part of what we did. So we moved to, instead of every other month and essentially 6 issues plus a bonus every year, 7 issues, we now go to a monthly format. You can install a MobileBeat app. You can pull us on the issue system, which we're about to debut all the issues in there. You can view it in your browser. Basically, go to mobilebeat.com, click on digital issue, and you can fly from there. Or mobilebeat.com/app, I believe, is how you get to the app, and it'll automatically download for you, and you can read it. A lot of DJs are now reading it when they're chilling at a gig. If they set up and they have some chill time, like I had 3 extra hours because I'm excessive on setting up early and being ready before anybody could possibly see us. And I was just sitting there listening to music and paging through some digital magazines when I was at my gig on Saturday. A lot of DJs are reading it that way, or they can just casually read different sections when they feel like it. We also republish most of the material on our blog site at mobilebeat.com too.
Awesome. And if they wanted to subscribe, how do they do that? And can they buy back issues online? How does that work?
Every back issue that MobileBeat has ever put out there is now available for free.
Awesome.
Either in the app or in the issue system or at mobilebeat.com/digital edition. They're literally out there. You can go back and issue, May 1991. If you want to go walk down memory lane, check out some of that gear, man. It's some massive stuff. But all that's totally free out there. If you want to be notified when the new issues come out, go to mobilebeat.com, fill out, put your name in the email subscription box, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. The magazines are all totally free, all the way out. The only thing we now charge for is if you want access to the old seminars and our seminars from each years, we do a Digital Plus program that costs $149 a year. But other than that, MobileBeat is a free to enjoy avenue. And basically what we want to do is we want to encourage you to consider the Digital Plus service if you want to, or getting out to the Vegas show. The Vegas show is really about 80% of what we do around here is working on that show.
Oh, absolutely. And then with the Digital Plus, you said that's the seminars from MobileBeat years past, or?
Yeah, it's from years past. I mean, here, Vern, I took them home. I had to import VHS tapes and cassettes.
Oh, that was fun.
We found VHS tapes going back, a little bit of stuff from the first show. We found some more stuff from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th show. We've got a lot of us DJs having a lot more hair. We've got some interesting stuff. So some of the stuff, yeah, it's a little bit dated. If you're reading about the information superhighway in 1999, aka the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I gave a seminar back in 1998, which literally is online. It's humorous. It's talking about how there's like 20 million people online in the whole world right now. It's amazing how 20 million people, when there's actually probably 3 billion now online on the web, surfing stuff. So, but we digitize in all of the old videos, and every year we take that year's seminars and put it online right now. Like right now, you can go back and see all kinds of material we did from last year's shows. If you go to mobilebeat.com, click on Digital Plus, you can see the last 30 or 40 videos that we put in. You can see the titles of them and a little bit of a tease on it. And if someone literally wants to take a look at the Digital Plus service and they heard about it on here, email me directly. I'll let you go in for a day or so and play around a little bit. Email me at rb@mobilebeat.com, and I'll sneak in the back door.
Awesome. And then I think we have the winner here. Hang on.
By the way, Arnaldo, make sure to email me all their information afterwards, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, guys, if you could do me a favor, make sure before the stream ends, go on Facebook, open up another tab while I chat, and search MobileBeat. Is it MobileBeat on Facebook, or what is it under for Facebook so they can?
There's Facebook.com/MobileBeat official, or just search for MobileBeat or MobileBeat Las Vegas. Either one of them will get you there. You'll find your way to me pretty quick. We're
awesome.
Pretty much...
All right, so we have the winner. I'm going to go ahead and type it up. The winner is DJ Travis Gilliam. So, Travis Gilliam, congratulations. If you could add me on Facebook, Travis, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and put that name on here too, or my Facebook address. And then I will, actually not just Travis, but everybody feel free to add me on there. And then I will introduce you to Ryan on Facebook. And then Ryan, you can get him set up with that, correct?
Very cool, Travis. Definitely. We'll hook up and talk and get you your pass the show. Love to personally meet you at the conference. That's one thing. I have enough people that take care of a lot of things for us, so I'm able to spend a lot of time sitting and talking with people. I try to schedule times to get together with everyone. So if you are coming out to the show and want, pass an idea by me or just sit and talk a little bit, I'm very open for talking at the show. Basically, things are a little bit crazy until, on Monday morning and then a little bit on Wednesday morning. But short of that, I love to sit and talk with people.
Awesome. And actually, somebody just sent me a message because they're on Facebook. They're watching it on their phone. They're not able to put the chat. And I've brought this to you before. If you've attended Mobile Beat before and you get a call from a company saying they're representing you and asking about booking a room block, is that Mobile Beat, and should they book through there, or should they still go through the website?
No, we don't make any outbound phone calls on hotels. We might call you about if you've been to our show before and say, hey, we're as of right now, we're not going to see you in about a month. We'd love to have you come out. Let's do what we can to get you there. But we will not call you about your hotels. There'll be links off of the Tropicana page on our website to get your hotel rooms officially through our hotel block. Or if you need to, go through hotels.com or your favorite travel agency website. But we will not be calling you to get a hotel room. Those are in-betweeners kind of stuff, like agents trying to make a cut on stuff.
Yeah.
And we had some vendors, like my friends over at the National Association of Mobile Entertainers, went to check in at the Tropicana on that Sunday, and I had to go up there and help them check in because their money that they paid to some outside agency never got through to the Tropicana.
Oh, well, that's good to know. So, other than that, anything else you'd like to tell everybody watching, Ryan? Anybody or any other tips regarding Mobile Beat or corporate events or?
Just give me a call if you want to talk sometime. This is our quieter season of the year. We're working on some ideas for the show. If you've been to the show and you have some improvement ideas for us, we always ask for feedback. We do surveys. But if you got something you want to talk with me about, hit me up via email or call the office. Got your pens ready.
Yep.
Office phone number 515-986-3344. I'm extension 300. Or that email address I mentioned earlier, rb@mobilebeat.com. Hit me up.
And let me write that in there as well, rb@mobilebeat.com. All right, Ryan, thank you so much, not just for the prize, but also for tuning in, give everybody some insight, and getting everybody excited about Mobile Beat. It's going to be an incredible show this year.
Well, I'll come back a little bit later in the fall when we got some more exciting news to mention, and look for some more cool things happening between Geared First and Mobile Beat.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Everybody else, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow is the last stream with Mike Anderson. We're going to talk about projection monograms, but making them animated, making money with them, and more importantly, really establishing your brand. And that's tomorrow at 9 p.m. While I have you guys on, let's talk about some of the other prizes too as well. Remember that you must be part of the Gear It First mailing list, so you should have signed up at gearitfirst.com/giveaway. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull everything up. Actually, Mike has been tuning in to every single one of the chats, so that has been pretty cool of him. I definitely appreciate you tuning in, Mike. But let's real quick talk about that. So tomorrow, Mike Anderson, we're going to talk about advanced projection techniques. He's going to be giving away his Tools 3.0, and I actually have, hang on, I've got my 2.0 here somewhere, but just some incredible templates, like the Tools 2.0, which is what I have, and it's part of the 1% solution. Let's see here. Check this out. This, the CD that I got, right, the Tools 2.0, has 32 Photoshop monogram templates, 20 PowerPoint templates, the backgrounds for monograms, motion loops for animated monograms, style graphics, monogram photos, dancing on a cloud photo. So there's some stock photos in case you guys want. You don't have to worry about stealing somebody else's photos. Let's see here. Shadow entrance photos, some voiceover recordings. So you have some samples and different ideas that you guys can use beyond just projections. So the Tools 3.0, I can't even wait to hear what's on it. According to Mike Anderson, he has given away my car. Well, you finna die, son. Some of your lighting system. So it's going to be a great seminar. And then let's talk about next week, because we do have the 4th of July coming up. So nothing's going to be going on the 4th of July, obviously. However, the 3rd, I'm going to be talking about lighting. What lighting you need to make your event rock. It doesn't have to be the biggest, best lighting in the world, but how to take what you have and do something incredible with it. I'm actually, Marvin, if you are still there, please talk to me. I'd like to bring you in for that show, and I'll tell you why in a bit. We have X Laser on the 5th. We're going to talk about getting creative with lasers, and they're going to be giving away a Caliente Aurora, which is really exciting because some of these companies have never done giveaways for DJs before. I know X Laser, I think, has done 1 or 2 contests in the past, but this is a really cool unit that they're giving away. You're going to love it, and you don't need to have, a lot of laser know-how to be able to really rock this laser. But we're going to talk about getting creative with lasers. And then I'm going to be doing a seminar on behalf of Ultimate Ears, basically talking about feeling good after the gig, meaning taking the right steps to make sure that your ears aren't hurting, that your throat isn't hurting, that your feet aren't hurting, and what to do if that does happen. I have, knock on wood, never been sick to a gig, never had to leave an event because I had chorro, the Hershey squirts. I've never had my throat hurting like crazy. I mean, I've had it before the gig, but by the time the gig starts, I'm ready to rock. And I'm going to share some of those tips with you. I'm not a doctor, but damn it, I might as well be. We also have, I'm going to be updating the schedule on gearitfirst.com/giveaway. Hopefully tonight, we've got seminars presenting from Audio Technica. We're going to talk about differences in microphones and headphones. And they're going to be giving away the ATH M50X headphones, which I would be using, but my son has them and he just won't give them back. They're his now. So Arkea's Grand VJ XT and Media Master Express. 2 prizes will be given as well. We're going to talk about projection mapping, video mapping, and really how to make money with that. May even do a live demo too. Pangolin, this is the first DJ giveaway Pangolin has done. So that's like breaking. Wow. So they're going to be giving away the FB3 and a quick show license. And we're going to talk about not being stupid with lasers. Electro Voice, we're going to talk about sound, getting the right sound out of your gear and making sure that it sounds incredible and that your guests are like, wow, that sounds amazing. They're going to be giving away a pair of ZLX 15-piece speakers. And then Global Trust America / Duratrust, the Ultimate Trust Kiosk. It's going to be great. So real quick, Mike, yes, if you want to give the link to the promo that you did for tomorrow. Actually, if you want to, post that here, and now we'll go ahead and share it on here quickly. That would be great. So again, guys, gearitfirst.com/giveaway. Let's see, I got a couple of questions that have been coming in, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time to put them. Mike, give me that video quickly so I can convert it and then play it on here so everybody can see it. But tomorrow's going to be a great show. It really is. Also, Mike has the most kick-ass projector, my goodness, not clamp, but just projector hanging mechanism, we're going to call that. Projector mount. Jeez, I can't speak today. I use it. I love it. And I use it for more than just projectors. I've used it for my DSLR, for my GoPro. I actually put it on top of my ADJ Dots T-Par, and I've been able to projector map my turntables because this thing is so versatile. So make sure you guys have your questions ready. Most likely it's going to be a super long show. Mike, give us the link ASAP. And what I will do is I will real quick feed that screen. So give me 1 second here. As soon as you give us a link, I will go ahead and play that link out so you guys can see it. Because I can share my screen or whatnot. Okay, it won't let him put the link in the thread. So give me just a moment here. Oh, which one do you have? Somebody has to. If you have to DJ, during a show, I'm so sorry. Cancel your gig. Let's see. That's horrible, right? All right. So, guys, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to play the video from Mike Anderson for tomorrow that he made for you guys. So, make sure that you real quick watch that. It's going to be great. And remember, gearfirst.com. As always, my name's Arnaldo Offerman. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Anderson here with the 1% Solution and Living Motion monograms. Now, today is going to be a quick stream, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew about something really cool that's happening tomorrow. So I'm hoping you guys see this video in time. Tomorrow, I'm going to be joining nobody can say his name. Arnaldo.
Hey, wait a second.
With Gear It First, and we're going to be doing a live stream basically explaining some really cool things that you can do and taking advantages of using projectors to do like animated monograms or projector mapping. Some really cool things if you want to add like theme elements into your events as well. So remember, it's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Time for you guys. But we're also going to be giving away something that's really, really cool. So I'm going to be giving away a lifetime subscription to the 1% Solution Volume 5 Tools Designs that has over 50 high quality, ready to edit templates, along with a ton of other tools that you can use to make your monogram designs look amazing. And we'll be able to talk about that as well tomorrow. But in order to make sure that you're in the drawing for that, there's two things that you have to do. Number one, you got to go visit the link in the description below, which is the gearitfirst.com/giveaway, and make sure you sign up, subscribe to the channel. You can also see the YouTube link below, and then be there. You gotta be present to win. So once you guys fill out that form, make sure you're entered into the contest. You gotta be there in the live chat. So make sure you take a moment to log into your YouTube account as you join us so that you can see the live chat and make comments. We'd love to see your guys' questions, answer those questions, and even go over and hopefully answer some of the thoughts you guys have in regards to projectors, mapping, and all the fun stuff that we can do at events. So I hope I get a chance to see you guys there. Looking in see, we got people in the live chat already. Art, hey, Art, welcome here. Ian is in the live chat here. I know it's a short stream. I do apologize, by the way, guys. Monday, there was a huge meltdown. I, for some reason, could not connect to the servers in order to do the live stream. But the good news is that we're going to be doing that same thing on this coming Monday. I will have information up here shortly about that. So same bat time, same bat channel, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, Ian, we're giving away a BMW. We're giving away Arnaldo's car. All you got to do is fill out the information. He's gonna be so ticked off. Yeah. You know what? I think he's got a ton of lights too. That I'd say we just give it all away, just all of it. Now I can only guarantee that we'll give away the tools disc, but if we can sweet talk him into partying with some of those really cool toys that he's got over there, I will tell you this. I will do everything I can. All right. I promise. I'll do everything I can to get him to part with some of that stuff. I don't see it happening though. Nope. So, let's see. Ian says, when you click subscribe in the giveaway link, it's not submitting. It just sits still. Oh no. Okay. Well, if for some reason you have a hard time, or complications with subscribing or actually inputting your information in the giveaway link,
so you can
just
check out,
make sure you are there.
Hold on. There we go. So you guys can check out a lot more if you check out his YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel, just search Living Motion Monograms Mike Anderson. I will leave you guys with this. You know how they say be there or be square? Do you know why they say that? Because you're not around. Have a great night.